Hello, Steve White, Steve RC9. Well, I'm continuing on with my science fiction movie marathon, and I finally gotten to Enemy Mine, the 1985 film. It's very underappreciated. It doesn't really have the regard I think it deserves. It didn't make a lot of money back in the day, and I think it sort of got filed under bomb, and I don't really think it gets the recognition that it really deserves. It's a really great film. Now, I didn't see this film as a kid. I don't think they did a good job marketing this film, and it didn't appeal to me. I looked at the video cover and just never got it out. But I saw it on DVD a few years ago, and I thought, that's that film I never saw. I should watch that. It was like $5 or $10 or something, and I was really shocked. It was really great. And this was about 5 years ago, and I remember watching it and being really impressed by it, but I actually forgot a lot of what happened in it, which is good because I got to watch it anew this time almost. I remembered very little about it. The film stars Dennis Quaid and Louis Gossett Jr. It was based on a novella by Barry B. Longyard in 1979. It got a Hugo in 1980, and it was eventually directed by Wolfgang Petersen, who did Neverending Story. But it was originally supposed to be made by a director called Richard Loncraine. But about a few weeks into production, the producers weren't happy. They shut the film down. They replaced the director, and they basically threw out the first few weeks filming at the cost of somewhere between $5 and $9 million. And this little $17 million budgeted film ended up ballooning out to $29 million. And with marketing cost $40 million, which is a lot for 1984. And it only made $12.3 million. So it was a huge bomb back in the day. And I don't think they knew how to market it, and it just didn't get any of the recognition that it deserved. Because when you watch the film, it is really great. It's a great science fiction story. It's well acted. It's well produced. The production design is amazing. The environment is believable and extensive. The world that they live in the future with the space stations and everything, that is all believable and extensive. There are some scenes I'm like, did they film that, full scale? I mean, they really did a good job, and I was really surprised by all of this. Now, the film itself, it's a very simple story. Basically, these two pilots from Earth and Drax, who are at war, crash after like a dogfight in space, and they're alone on this planet together, and they have to work together to survive. And they get to know each other and understand each other as beings. They learn about their language, their philosophy, their religion, their beliefs, their life cycles, their family beliefs, all of this. And it's just interesting to watch. And they could have done this, they could have cheaped out on this and just basically had two actors alone on a location or on a soundstage and just made a lot of really dialogue-heavy scenes and done it sort of like a play. But they don't scrimp on any of that. They really spend the money on the production. The planet is really amazing. There are so many scenes where they've perfectly combined effects with the real set and the real filming locations, and you can't really tell where one ends and the other starts. Although it all looks so amazing and fanciful that it can't be real, but it still looks realistic. It's some of those effects where you have that effect where it looks real, but it can't be real. And it looks like it was done in the 90s. And I was really surprised to remind myself that it was 1984 that it was produced in, because they spent a lot of money on the production and they didn't really scrimp. It was an international film, basically co-production between the United Kingdom, the United States, and West Germany. I think they just didn't know how to market it. It's not a big space opera. It's not a big war film. It's not Close Encounters. It's just a small personal film about a simple personal film about these characters, and you really get invested in them. You really get to know them and care about them. And when things happen later on, I was really invested, more so than any of these big action films with all these armies of people that you don't get any time with and don't really get to know or get attached to. I really cared about what happened to these characters, and they didn't need a big giant space opera battle at the end. You really are focused on that story and what it means, and how their beliefs of family and obligation and everything leads to sort of how the film sort of ends up. And like I said, the production is great. I can't fault the film. I'm just really surprised. I'm so glad that I got it on DVD in really good quality and saw it like this. I hope it does get like a bit of a cult following and a second life. on physical media and streaming. I'm not sure that it has. I think it's got some recognition, but I don't think it has gotten the amount of recognition it deserves for being just a really good film and a good science fiction film. This is totally solid, and I'm just really surprised and disappointed in myself that I didn't discover it sooner, that I sort of didn't see past some of the flashy Hollywood things I'm sort of used to with, promoting science fiction films and all that. And but I did end up seeing it, and I own it, and I will return to it regularly because it is a really good film to watch. And I just can't believe it didn't do it better back in the day. I can't believe they couldn't, even if they just used the visuals to sell it. Surely that would have worked. I'm surprised that they couldn't have done it, but they just didn't know how to sell this story. I just don't think in the day, back in the day. But I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Thanks. Bye.